So high school wasn't really an easy time for me. I had a lot of trouble with depression and feeling like I was different, not fitting in.
So I had a huge crush on this girl and I was kind of like suppressing everything.
I guess in grade 11 was the first time that I met someone that was, gay my age.
I started hitting puberty and I was like, something isn't right. I didn't have any education in terms of, being transgender.
Grew up on a farm in the middle of nowhere, not a lot of information about this.
Being religious, I actually just had no understanding what that meant. That wasn't exposed to me, to my understanding.
It took me a really long time of pretending to be interested in boys.
Convince everybody that I was really good at all these things so they wouldn't think about my sexuality at all.
I was starting to realize I didn't want to be somebody's girlfriend. I needed to be somebody's boyfriend, and in turn, somebody's brother, somebody's son. Those were the words that felt more comfortable for me.
Stacy first came out to me in a note when she was 12. My biggest concern was that her belief in religion was more of a priority.
He was really having issues with his appearance and his gender.
My mom gave birth to me and I was telling her that something was wrong with the way I was physically. Maybe that was heartbreaking for her to hear.
I texted my dad one night and I was like really anxious telling him. He sat down and he was like, so what do you need to tell me? And I was like, I obviously started crying immediately because I'm a little baby. He was like, are you pregnant? And I was like, no dad, I'm gay. And then he was like, well thank God.
I actually texted my mom, and my mom just said that's awesome.
It was literally like him holding me and being like, your mom would be so proud of you.
I think she then told my dad, who was at work.
It was honestly a bit of a non-event. As long as she was happy, that's all that mattered to us.
Unlike, I guess, a lot of people who are worried about what their family is going to think, worried about what their parents are going to think, that wasn't really a concern for me because my mom was also gay.
I wanted her to be happy. I knew that until she came to that realization herself, she wouldn't be completely happy.
My mom was literally going up for bed and I was like, Mom, I gotta tell you something. And so I told them.
I don't know how much sleep we got that night, but we made it through.
The name is my mom's brother's name, so he passed a year before I was born.
His name was Jonas. My son came to me and asked me if that could be his name. That was the kindest, best part of our journey.
So there's a part of me that was scared, but there's also a part of me that was proud of her and relieved that she told me.
It's tough being a single parent. I tried to be open and I tried to be there. There was lots of mistakes that I made.
My first thought was, I am so terrified because I'm going to fail him.
When you read all the books on parenting, this isn't in there.
Let's research this. Let's see what we need next.
Well, I think we were really worried about what the church community would say. All the pastors that we had in our church at that time, they were all supportive, which was a big help.
We don't live together. We don't even live in the same province on the same side of the country. So it's a little bit hard we're not we're best friends, we hang out every day kind of relationship, but I think it's really good because I know that we have a lot in common and we also have this special thing in common. And it makes it so that I know that we can always that you always understand where I'm coming from. And that's really meaningful. So thanks for that and for being great. Love you.
Listen to your child. The most important thing is the acceptance.
You think you have to show perfection in front of your kids and you don't.
It's not easy for everybody, and certainly it's difficult for parents and family and friends, but at the end of the day, there's room for change, there's room for growth. So always be open-minded.
They're going to make changes, and we need to either go with them and support them, or we're going to lose them.
Your child needs you, and you need to step up.
A lot of churches, I think, forget about what the whole Bible is about. It's about love. It's about extending love to everybody.
I try to think what's this like for Marley? And I think parents can learn a huge amount from their kids.
I think those open lines of communication really helped because it makes sure that we knew from when we were really young that this wasn't some big scary thing that we had to keep a secret.
I think you have to respect when your child comes out how difficult it is for them to do that.
That your family is still the same and that they're still your kids and they're still the priority and you're going to get through it.
I'm really proud of you. You're a leader in your community, trying to make it a better world for everyone.
I'm proud to call you my dad.
The more I talk to trans people who've been not supported at all, and you guys have just been the complete opposite of that.
I would say just thank you for being you, and thank you for continually evolving into the woman that you want to be.
Seeing you as happy and successful as you are is what's really important. I couldn't be more proud of all the things that you're doing.
Frickin' lucky.
Yeah, we are.
I love you.
Love you too, Mom.